Welcome to 0 Hour Files. Today, we're delving into the riveting story of the most notorious drug lord of our time, Joaquín El Chapo Guzmán. From humble beginnings to dominating a multi-billion-dollar empire, El Chapo's tale is both fascinating and terrifying. By the end of this video, you'll discover how one man rose to power so immense that he reshaped the global drug trade, and why his influence still lingers even behind bars. If you're a fan of true crime and real-life cartel dramas, hit that subscribe button and stay with me until the end. You won't believe the details lurking behind the headlines. Born into rural poverty in the mountains of Sinaloa, Mexico, young Joaquín Guzmán Loera saw the realities of the drug trade from an early age. He was introduced to the harsh life of opium poppies and marijuana cultivation, a path many local families took to survive. Driven by ambition, El Chapo began small-scale trafficking, forging connections that soon extended across Latin America. By aligning himself with established traffickers like Miguel Ángel Félix Gallardo, El Chapo learned the drug trafficking blueprint, forging alliances, leveraging violence as a tool of control, and outwitting authorities at every turn. Through brutal cunning, he quickly rose in the ranks, eventually co-founding the Sinaloa Cartel, which would become one of the most powerful criminal organizations in modern history. By the late 1980s and early 1990s, the Sinaloa Cartel expanded its operations, controlling smuggling routes across Mexico's northern border into the United States. El Chapo's influence soared as he innovated new trafficking methods, from subterranean tunnels to sophisticated distribution networks that reached every major city in the US and beyond. What set the Sinaloa Cartel apart was its ability to corrupt officials at multiple levels. Massive bribes secured safe passage for drugs, while intimidation and targeted assassinations maintained obedience. The cartel's global footprint stretched into Central and South America, even into Europe and Asia, funneling billions of dollars back into Guzman's pockets. At the peak of its power, the Sinaloa Cartel rivaled Fortune 500 companies in financial clout, turning El Chapo into a legendary figure, feared by rivals, respected by allies, and hunted by international law enforcement. El Chapo's name became synonymous with daring prison escapes that further fueled his mythical status. The first came in 2001, when he slipped out of a Mexican high-security prison, reportedly hidden in a laundry cart. He spent over a decade on the run, controlling his empire from secret hideouts in the Sinaloa Mountains. In 2014, authorities finally recaptured him, only for El Chapo to execute another astonishing escape a year later. This time, he vanished through a 1.5-kilometer underground tunnel leading directly into his cell's shower area. It was an escape so elaborate that it stunned the world, implicating government officials and staff in one of the greatest prison breaks of all time. These Houdini-like escapes cemented El Chapo's place in the annals of crime history. In early 2016, Mexico's Marines raided a safe house in Los Mochis, Sinaloa, capturing El Chapo after a dramatic firefight. Determined to prevent another escape embarrassment, Mexican authorities wasted no time. By 2017, he was extradited to the United States, where he faced multiple charges, including drug trafficking, money laundering, and murder conspiracy. The subsequent trial in Brooklyn became a media spectacle, exposing the cartel's internal operations, corrupt ties, and the staggering violence used to maintain its stranglehold on power. In 2019, Guzman was found guilty on all counts, receiving a life sentence plus 30 years. He now sits in the ADX Florence Supermax prison in Colorado, a place designed to ensure no more tunnels, no more laundry carts, just a lifetime behind walls. Despite El Chapo's captivity, the Sinaloa Cartel continues to operate, arguably still one of the world's most powerful trafficking organizations. New leaders have taken the reins, including members of Guzman's own family. Violence in some regions has even escalated as rival factions try to fill the vacuum or break away from Sinaloa's long shadow. International law enforcement remains vigilant, aware that cartel influence doesn't die with one kingpin's downfall. Billions of dollars still change hands in the drug trade, fueling corruption, violence and political instability across multiple continents. El Chapo's story, however, stands as a modern parable of ambition, power and the lengths criminals will go to maintain their empires. For some, El Chapo is a Robin Hood figure, rumoured to fund local communities and schools. For others, he's a merciless criminal, responsible for countless lives lost in cartel-fueled violence. In truth, Guzman's legacy is a twisted mix of fact and folklore, a reminder of how individual ambition and systemic corruption can intersect to unleash chaos on a massive scale. As we close this chapter on El Chapo, we can't ignore the gripping hold his story still has on our collective imagination. His rise, reign, and eventual capture define one of the most dramatic criminal sagas in modern history. Proof that sometimes fact truly is stranger than fiction. Thank you for watching 0 Hour Files. If you found this deep dive into El Chapo's life and legacy eye-opening, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more inside looks at the world's most notorious figures. Share your thoughts in the comments. What part of El Chapo's story intrigues you the most? Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.